According to a new report, the development of Grand Theft Auto 6 could be over $1 billion. We're going to be talking about what that means and a whole lot more in this video today. So this information actually all came out in regards to the testimony to the regulatory fight over Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard. And one of the things that it showed is that game publishers are spending more than ever to make new entries in their big franchise, from Call of Duty to Grand Theft Auto 6. So you guys might have heard in the gaming news about the recent decision by the UK's Competitive and Markets Authority, or the CMA, to block Microsoft's merger was accompanied by a 418-page report that outlined its research, its reasoning, including a devoted section to the ever-rising game cost. And it cites research by market analyst firm IDG, projecting blockbuster game budgets would grow from an average of 50 to 150 million last console generation to over 200 million for games released in the next couple of years. And back in 2014, it was closer to 60 million. So the CMA references the report, which writes, the report says that some AAA franchises like Call of Duty have development budgets already exceeding 300 million. And the next GTA and other future tentpoles are also expected to hit 250 million or higher. In fact, the report also cites that one publisher claims to have spent over $1 billion on a recent release when both production and marketing costs are taken into account. So when I saw the number $250 million for GTA 6, I said, no way, it's got to be way higher than that. And that's because that's what it took to develop Grand Theft Auto 5. And Rockstar has even gone on record saying that GTA 6 is going to be bigger, better, and more extreme, and I would say probably every way, shape, and form, than Grand Theft Auto 5. And so what I wanted to do was actually take a look back at previous GTA games and how their development cost was, as well as the development time, copies they've sold, etc. So this graph that we're looking at right now, this was put together by a user on the GTA 6 subreddit. I'll leave a link to it in the description if you're interested in checking it out for yourself. But let's start all the way back in the beginning. The first title, Grand Theft Auto, released in 1997. You can see the map size, 3 square miles, taking place in Liberty City, San Andreas, and Vice City. Its development time was 2.6 years, with a copy sold being 3 million on the PlayStation 1, PC, and the Game Boy Color. Then 2 years later, you had GTA 2 in 1999, this taking place in the US with a map of 1 square mile on the PlayStation 1, PC, Dreamcast, and Game Boy Color, selling 2 million units. Then things really seemed to ramp up. In 2 years later, 2001, we have Grand Theft Auto 3 taking place in Liberty City with a map size of 5.1 square miles, releasing on the PlayStation 2 in 2001, PC in 2002, and Xbox in 2003. Its development time was 3 years, and copies sold 14.5 million. So that's when things really start to ramp up. Then only 1 year later, in 2002, Grand Theft Auto Vice City releases with a map size of 5.7 square miles. It came out for PS2 in 2002 and then PC and Xbox in 2003. The development time of that was only 9 months, which is crazy because I think Grand Theft Auto Vice City was originally supposed to be like a DLC expansion to Grand Theft Auto 3, just like how Grand Theft Auto had the expansion packs London 1961 and 1969, and it produced $5 million of revenue and $17.5 million sold. Then 2 years later, we had Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. I'm only trying to focus on the big console titles here. You had Grand Theft Auto San Andreas released in 2004 for the PS2, and then in 2005 for the PC and Xbox, and then of course later on for Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3, as well as Mac OS and mobile. Its map size, incredibly big for the time, 23.7 square miles. It took 1.7 years to develop, and it cost $10 million to do so, whereas Grand Theft Auto Vice City only took $5 million, but it produced 27.5 million copies sold. That is insane. So let's go ahead and jump forward after that to what we're going to call now the HD era. It'll be interesting to see if that changes going forward with GTA 6. Maybe it'll be like the 4K era or the HDR era. But we've got Grand Theft Auto 4 in Liberty City, which took 3.4 years of development. That game cost $100 million to develop. And again, it came out in 2008. And the amount of copies sold was 25 million. Again, that is just incredible. And that includes its expansion packs, The Lost and the Damned, and The Ballad of Gay Tony, eventually becoming episodes from Liberty City. Then almost 5.5 years later, but really only about 3.5 since the release of their last game, Grand Theft Auto Chinatown Wars, you have GTA 5 with a map size of 47 square miles, which is the biggest in the Grand Theft Auto series, almost 5 times the size of the one we saw in Liberty City, which is only 10 square miles with Grand Theft Auto 4. Again, coming out in 2013, 2014, 2015, and then 2022. This took 3 full years of development, and this is the big one here. The development cost $265 million. So if Grand Theft Auto 5, all the way back in 2013, with only 3 years of development, cost $265 million, I can almost guarantee you that Grand Theft Auto 6 is easily probably going to cost around $1 billion. And if these reports are correct, I guarantee you that is going to be the case, because at the end of the day, it's going to be worth it. Remember that Rockstar made $1 billion in just the first 3 days with GTA 5. They are certainly going to eclipse that with Grand Theft Auto 6, meaning they can have a much higher development cost. And naturally, that cost is going to go up because they've been developing this game a whole lot longer than just 3 years. And then, as you can see at the bottom, clearly the most successful Grand Theft Auto title with 175 million copies sold. And then since then, you've had Grand Theft Auto Online and, of course, the GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition. So really, we've only had the same, call it 3 games in the last 9.5 years. So that's why I think this graph is so cool, because it shows you the timeline between every Grand Theft Auto game and its expansions and where it looks like Grand Theft Auto 6 is heading in its development, not only time, but also cost, which I think is going to be way more than $265 million. And I would imagine would make Rockstar way more than $1 billion in just the first 3 days. So it'll be very interesting to see how this all plays out, but it would not be shocking at all if GTA 6 cost more than $1 billion to make. Let me know what you guys think about that, though, in those comments down below. I would absolutely love to hear from you guys down there. How much money do you think it's going to cost to make GTA 6? And how much money do you think Rockstar is going to make when it's all said and done? Let me know what you think in those comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys down there. If you guys did go and enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new. You want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and all the Rockstar Games videos that I'll be doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.